So Apple has been a pretty hot topic of conversation in the bid and ask nation, and for good reason. They're kind of coming off their bottom. This is kind of one of those, I know everybody laughs about it, but this is actually one of those prime companies where if you like Apple, if you want them to be one of your 5 stocks, which they are a great stock to have in your basket of 5, this is a great time to put on a tracker share, and we'll see what that looks like in a few minutes. 5 stocks have moved the market 45%. They've taken up 45% of the move, or been responsible for 45% of the move since, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And that's Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google, and Amazon. So Apple's one of them. So Apple moves with the market. Apple moves the market, what have you. They have a big average volume, 111 million shares traded per day. They've always had, news is always circling around Apple. So we have, of course, the deal with Intel. They decided to go off and make their own chips. And now the Intel CEO is saying that he's going to pursue opportunity. They're going to pursue opportunities with Apple. Apple, of course, came out with their credit cards. They came out with those new headphones, AirPod Pro, I think they're called. I have not tried them, but I have the AirPod Pros, the little buddy things. Those things are awesome. What else? So Apple is projected to. They're rumored. I'm trying to find if there's a story about it. There's not. Apple's rumored to be coming out with a new iPad sometime in April. So I thought that maybe the invitations for the keynote would go out maybe sometime this week. Hopefully it's next Tuesday. They always do it on a Tuesday, 10 a.m. Their time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully that comes out because I really want to buy the iPad Pro, the newest updated one with the new chip, and the little Apple Pencil. So hopefully that boosts something. I know that of course, iPhone is their biggest leader in revenue driver. They're becoming big subscription based. Their studios are going to be opening up soon because they haven't been able to record their shows, albeit that they're minimal shows. Apple Watch is huge. MacBooks are huge. I think that iPad is the lagger of all of the devices, but I could be wrong. You just have to go through the 10K and read that. So let's look at Apple and see what we have going on from a chart perspective. So I start zoomed out like this because I just want to show you guys that we are hitting about this 140 area is maybe a little bit. Yeah, here we go. First line was pretty bad. So this one right here is about the resistance point, and that's about 140 bucks. So you could see that we're just kind of consolidating in this area, and that makes sense because it dips down and it's just kind of hanging around the 200-day moving average, 100-day moving average, which is this turquoise line. 200-day moving average is just a touch below it. So your price is just kind of hanging right there. Pretty typical. Now, when I said earlier this is a good one to keep a watch on, is because we have our, let me blow this up a little bit for you. Here is the reason that I'm liking Apple right now. We have crossed down through the sweet spot in the negative direction, and finally we're getting this red line crossing over yellow. So it's not a buy yet, because of course when we buy this, we want our red line to be up through this 32% line to have some confidence in buying that the share price is going to move up. And hopefully at that point, we will have that price over this moving average. So over $128, $129 a share, then we can confidently go in and buy it. So that is why I'm liking Apple for a tracker share right now. If Apple's not one of your stocks, don't put a tracker share on it. Just put it on your watch list and keep an eye on it. But if this is one of your stocks or something you want to trade, I think this is a great opportunity to put a tracker share on. What you would want to see, okay, I'm going to use blue, but pretend that these are green. Well, let me show you what's going to happen. This is what I'm looking to happen. Red line starts trickling up like this. Yellow line follows like that. You will have red candlesticks that just kind of slowly just keep creeping up on you every day. You'll get some pullbacks in there, but that's the ideal. Then your red line moves up into 32% area, so it crosses over. Yellow line, of course, follows. This would be an ideal situation. And pretend that this blue is green. Then we start getting green candlesticks that start breaking out. And hopefully we can get up to this 140 area again, because I don't see much resistance in here, except for here, which is really that area that I want you to start buying shares at, which is about $128, $129 a share. So, and that would just cross right over this moving average. So we should be, this is setting up very well for us if all things continue to move in this direction. So that's from a long-term perspective. And remember, this is my long-term chart. This is right here is my weekly stochastic. So it tracks the trend by the week. This is the most important trend. And now I'm going to go to the daily. So this is my daily chart. Let me go back to the long term. So each one of these candles represents one day. The difference is this is my weekly stochastic. So it's trending over a week period. This is my daily chart. Each one of these candles represents one day. The stochastic down here is a daily stochastic, so it moves a little bit quicker than this. So it doesn't tell me the overall trend, it tells me the day-to-day trend. I personally am not so concerned with day-to-day trend. I like doing long-term trades. So those who are asking, what does Mo usually do? I do mostly long-term trades, 98% of the time. 0% of the time do I do a swing trade over here on a daily chart. Maybe 2% of the time I'll do a day trade, which is day to day, which I'm going to show you next. But for those of you that are asking that are long-term traders or want to be long-term traders, I use this chart the most. I get into a stock for multiple weeks at a time. I'm not big on the day-to-day stuff. It just doesn't interest me. I don't want to take the time to do it. So let's go over to this daily chart and just see for those swing traders out there what you can do. So Apple, to me, the good thing about Apple is it has very consistent volume each day because it's in literally every single money manager's portfolio out there. If you have no idea what your financial advisor is doing with your money, 99% chance that Apple is in there in some capacity, whether it's through an ETF or through just straight up buying the shares or what have you. So that is why they get such great consistent average volume, which was 111 million shares traded per day. So what are we looking for from a swing trade? I do not like that we're just kind of sitting in the middle of all these moving averages. That is not ideal for a swing trade just because you can start moving. So you have your 50-day moving average up here. This turquoise line is your 100-day. This purple line is your 25-day, and this white line is your 200-day. So I do not like that it's just kind of bouncing in this area because you can, let me zoom in here and show you. Yesterday, for example, actually this whole past week. So you dipped below the 100-day moving average and you just kind of coasted. Tried to get up through that 100-day and came right back down. Then you tried to get up through the 25-day yesterday and you bumped off again. And this morning, here we are starting below the 25-day. So it's just a lot of resistance to try to get through. My ideal situation in this would be getting some green candlesticks. We can see that our daily trend is moving up on us. That's a good sign. We just need volume. I need multiple days of volume like this, breaking out over this yellow line, which is the average volume. I would like to see green candlesticks going like this, and I would like to see your first buy point up here in this one. Well, let's just see what the moving average is, and then we'll go from there. It's 129.25, so maybe 129.50. Start adding shares if it can actually confidently break out. A lot of you are saying probably the price is $123. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. My philosophy of trading is buy high, sell higher. I want the highest probability of making money. And that highest probability is going to come up here between $130 a share and $140 a share. If I buy today, there is a very high likelihood that this stock price bounces back on me. And then I'm having to recoup losses and then figure out what to do. Personally, I would rather buy up here in this 130 area and have a nice, pretty, quote unquote, easier run to $140 than try to just sit here and fight and be miserable until this thing does break out over these three moving averages. So that's just my personal take. If you like it, cool. If you don't, have fun. Apple on a day trading chart. Okay. So Apple's actually a pretty good stock to trade from a day trading perspective because it does, because it does get good runs. And by good runs, I mean, I zoomed out this far just to show you guys. You do get like a good run on Apple there. You get good drops on Apple. And you can do this all intraday. This was a short right here. Then you moved up. Could have probably went long with it there. The whole day was a short. So what I look for when I'm day trading, this was a great day. What I'm looking for when I'm day trading are stocks that do have some volatility and move a little bit. This was not an ideal day because there was not much movement of price. And you can see that this stochastic was between 20 and 80 the whole day. And of course, to go long, we want to be between 80 and 100, which is up here on our stochastic. And let me move this for you. So when I say between 80 and 100, I'm looking at this %K right here in this corner, bottom left corner. I want that number to be between 80 and 100 when I'm going long, and that's in this black region. I'll just draw a box for you up here. This day just resonated in here. So I do not want to find stocks that spend most of their time here most days. You can see with Apple, it spends a lot of time. And of course, if you're going short, you want to be between 0 and 20, which is down here. So you can see that we were down here for this day. We were also up here that morning. This day down here, this day. I mean, you have movements. You have at some point of the day, you have a pretty good run going long or short. This was on Monday. That was up the entire day. Yesterday was actually not too good until the end of the day. You could have thrown a little bit of a short on it, but I hope that makes sense to you guys. And I talk about this a lot in my videos. So remember, on a day trading chart, during these videos, they're not live. So I just want to teach you guys how to day trade and what you're looking for. So let's zoom in here, and I'm going to focus on Monday. Great day for day trading to go long. So we had some really good green volume all morning and pretty much green volume throughout the day. But let's see. So the first time that you want to buy on engulfing candlesticks. So an engulfing candlestick is, if this is your candlestick, an engulfment is taking out that previous candle. So it's bigger and thicker than the previous candle. It doesn't mean that you don't need to have this where the candle jumps up like that. Engulfing doesn't mean that there has to be some separation here. Engulfing only means that you just have to take out the previous day. So just be bigger and thicker going in, or the previous 15-minute period, as in for the 15-minute chart. It's harder to show you right now because you're seeing these long wicks on top of the each candle, but this is in retrospect, of course. So these wicks would not have been there when we were adding to our position. So and if those wicks mean that the stock price pulled back on us. The thing that I look for most when I'm doing this to go long is I want to be between 80 and 100 on my stochastic. And I want to stay there as long as I can, and I don't exit until I drop below like we did right here. So this is the number I'm looking at again when I say between 80 and 100. So a good start to the morning, 9:45, you got an engulfing candlestick. That's when I would have started my position. You could have added and just kept building your position throughout the morning. Here you had a little bit of a pullback. Now, I'm glad that this is showing this so I could teach you. We had we had a pullback, but if you look at our stochastic right here, we didn't drop below 80%. We got to, actually, I could probably highlight it and tell you. Okay, maybe I can't. But that line that I drew is 80%. We did not drop below it. We did not drop below it until around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So at 1 o'clock, when we went for another nice run, got a little bit of a pullback, that is when you go and take your profits. When you drop below 80% on your stochastic, you sell your shares and move on. If it pops back up, worst case scenario, it pops back up, just like it did here later in the afternoon around 1:30, 2 o'clock. Go ahead and buy the shares back if you want to. But just most important thing to remember is if you're going to do something on day trade, get out when it drops below 80%. So let me do a quick recap for Apple. Long-term chart, I like that our red line is crossing, but we need to be patient, and that line needs to get through 32% before we do anything. You can add a tracker share to this if you want it to be your stock, and I showed you the pattern that I'm looking for before. For swing trade, I don't like that we're in the middle of these moving averages. I want to get up here breaking out over the 50-day moving average. Then you can do something with it. Just make your life a little bit easier. Day trade, remember, be over 80%. The second you drop below 80%, sell your shares, take your profits, move on. If you guys like this, join the Bid and Ask Nation. I think there are less than 30 spots left right now at this price point of $58. It is going to go up from here. We've already sold out half the positions since last Friday morning. So the community just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And we just talk trading. A lot of people are making thousands and thousands of dollars by using these methods that I'm teaching, and it's really incredible. Of course, you get access to me. Ask me your individual stock questions, your charting questions. I make short videos for you if you want to learn more detail. This Friday, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. This Friday at 10 a.m., I am going to do a Patreon-only charting class. I'm going to start from the very, very basics and go through a PowerPoint presentation all about charting, and we're just going to start from the ground level. And then we're going to build up to those who have been here a while. I think you guys will find that useful too. I'm not going to take individual stock questions that day, but I just want to get you guys more familiar with the charts so you guys can keep making money. And remember, when you join the Patreon, in my tier, you get all of the Everything Money software for free. So that's 8 pillars, real estate calculator. Eventually, we're going to have momentum trading, retirement calculator. We're going to have everything money. That's what we're trying to become. We're trying to become the CNBC of the internet. So you guys have a great day. Go make some money on Apple. See ya.